Okay, so ito namang sunod nating pag-aaralan is how to look at balance sheets and siguro compute some indicators, no? Or ratios na importante sa management. So lalo na kung syempre kayo yung may-ari ng company, right? So for example, in this case, kung mapansin nyo, we have numbers here on the left side. Lahat ng nasa kaliwang side ay mga assets, no? On the right side, we have liabilities. Itong dalawang to, liabilities yan. Short term saka long term. Or sometimes current, no? And then we have equities plus the earnings. So, and then you'll notice also the balance yung both assets saka liabilities and capital. Alright, so paano to ngayon i-analyze? No? So let's look at individual accounts muna. So we have here cash, no? So hindi na ito naka-specify kung cash in hand, cash involved, cash in bank. Yung kanyang cash 35,039, no? Sometimes pala to ay expressed in terms of thousands, no? So depende sa inyong company, no? So lalo kung malaki na yung balance niyan, usually i-convert nyo na yan sa mas maliit na numbers like kung puro 000 lang naman yung nasa dulo, no? So minsan nakalagay in thousands o kaya in millions, lalo na yung mga malalaking companies like PLDT, Globe, Ayala Corp, yan, mga ganyan, Jollibee, billions usually ang nasa ano nila, no? Financial statement. So in this case, wala hindi ganon, no? So cash, small SME lang to, small and medium enterprise. So investment, 1.5 million. So meron siyang investment na 1.5 million. And then meron siyang investment gain. Ngayon may nakalagay investment gain or loss. Pag ito negative, yung 234.90, edi syempre loss yan. Kaya yan nakahiwalay pa para malaman ng mga investors kung magkano yung ininvest saka magkano yung kinikita dun sa investment, right? So pwede itong mutual fund, pwedeng stocks, pwedeng investment sa isang business, ano, ito yung kanyang investment gain as of now. So lahat naman yan pwedeng i-discuss sa ating sa notes, no. Yan, pwedeng forex din to, no. So although usually nakahiwalay, naka-specify kung forex. And then inventory, ito yung mismong binibenta ng company, kung merchandising to, yan ang binibenta niya. And then equipment, and then we have accumulated depreciation of equipment, negative 325,000. What does this tell us? No? So, yung business siguro, nag-exist na for, kung 5 years ito, o kung halimbawa 6 years yung depreciation, 3 taon na siguro sila kasi kalahati na yung accumulated depreciation, no? Nangangalahati na yung value ng mga equipment. Yun. So, wala siyang additional purchases, kaya yun pa rin yan. No? Maaring malaman mo yan, lalo kung you've started a company and you've been here since the beginning, you'll realize na, teka, ito pa rin yung value equipment natin. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pa nasisira, hindi pa bumibili ng bago. And then, nag-accumulate lang siya ng depreciation. Okay? Office supplies, 135,490. Accounts receivable, 540, 290. And then, meron siyang allowance for bad debts. Siyempre, may mga notes yan kung bakit siya naging bad debts and anong ginagawa ng company to recover. Kasi dito, nag-expense ka ng 135,000. Meaning, kung nakolekta sana yan, papasok sana yan as earnings, no? Kaso hindi na nakokolekta, kaya siya ganyan, may allowance for bad debts. And then we have other assets, maybe some unclassifiable assets na hindi na natin na-classify dito. Kaya sa ibang assets, so that's why nailagay siya sa other assets. And then we have the total. Now, on the right side, madali na maintindihan, we have short-term liabilities, usually mas maliit yan, and then long-term, 1,000,009. Total liabilities, and then shareholders equity, 500,000, retained earnings, 318, total liabilities and capital, 2.8 million. So first of all, tignan mo muna kung balance yung dalawa, no? Bilang may-ari. But of course, hindi naman yan papalabas na report kung hindi. So, yan. Yan ang magiging nating basihan. So first of all, ang analysis natin dito, ito yung mga nakikita ko, no, from a managerial perspective. Lalo pat nag-analyze ka dyan. So usually, i-compare mo yan lahat sa assets. So tingnan natin yung cash, no. If you will look at the cash, no, maglagay nga tayo ng insert tayo ng isang rito, row. Column pala, sorry. isang volume, no? So, and then, yan. So, ang first nating tingnan is yung um, vertical analysis. So, yung cash divided by yung total assets, which is 2.88311,615. Okay, so lagyan na natin F4 para hindi na siya nagbabago. So, we have, ang cash niya is only 1%, 1.2% ng total asset. And then we have investment, 52%. Investment gain, 8%. So, almost 60% yung investment, right? And then we have inventory, 8.7. Equipment, and then the accumulated depreciation, office supplies, accounts receivable, and then we have allowance for budgets, total assets, yun, total 100%. On the other hand, we have short-term liabilities. This should be the same, 0.8%, 35% long-term liabilities, and total liabilities is about 35% of the asset. Yun. So, 28.3% yung equity. Okay. So, kung tayo may-ari ng company na to, immediately, ang pwede mong isipin is, okay, ano ba ang weighted allocated cost of capital natin? Like, magkano ang binabayad natin dito sa long-term liabilities natin, no? Na cash, na interest, right? Kasi kung tutusin, kayang-kaya na siyang i-retire ng ating investment. Lalo kung nagbabayad tayo ng interest nito. Kasi kung mas mataas ang interest nitong long-term liabilities versus dun sa investment natin, kumikita naman yung investment, right? Pero mauuna dapat itong zero, no? Unless, you want your asset to be floated in a way, no? Because you want some other companies to buy your company, just like yun nakita namin sa Walter Mart nung dulo, nung pino-compare namin sa SM. Anyway, so investment divided by yung liabilities, ilang percent ito? Wala tayong data dito kasi, so we will just speculate. Kung ang long-term liabilities pays halimbawa, no, 10%, 15%, and then ang investment mo gains about 10% a year or something like that. Better retire the long-term liabilities. Yung difference mo 500,000 pa rin naman o 100,000, which is about 17%, o 500,000 plus. Iliit ang asset pero mawawala yung long-term liabilities mo. And all you have to take care is your short-term liabilities of 20%. Although, ang isa pang indicator dyan yung liabilities natin, no? Debt to asset, which is, ang debt to asset natin is about 35%. Ito yon yung 35% na to. 35.8% for me is okay, no? Manageable kasi less than half nung asset ang liabilities. Although, titinan mo din ito in terms of yung revenues mo every year. Kaya bang bayaran ng revenue mo yung liabilities mo? Usually, merong si Warren Buffett na tinitingnan dyan, which is about 2.5 or 3 years of current revenues. So, dapat ang revenues mo, annual revenues mo, i-multiply mo by 3, dapat mas malaki pa rin siya sa liabilities. Kasi pag hindi, delikado na yun. Parang yung pinag-usapan natin isang araw, yung Philippine Airlines, 30 billion pesos, o 300 billion pesos ba yun? So, kailangan ng annual revenue niya, mga nasa 100 billion, almost 1 billion pesos. If not, then that is an insurmountable liabilities. Mahihirapan talaga siya doon. Right? Ang isa pa dito is maliit yung shareholders yung capitalization compared sa total asset. Kasi nga bloated yung asset because of the liabilities. Baka po pwedeng i-retire na yon. Unless mas mataas ang kinikita ng investment, meron kang konting diyan, no? Gain, no? Arbitrage na ginagamit mo siya better higher yielding asset, no, kaysa sa liabilities. Kung tutusin, kung titinan mo to, guys, ganito ang ginagawa ng mga bangko, right? Itong long-term liabilities ng bangko, liabilities ng bangko ay malaki dahil lahat ng deposit natin ay nandoon. Pinauutang din nila yon. So, yung deposit natin nasa credit side nila, yung utang naman sa kanila in terms of loans ay nasa debit side nila. At ang yield ng loans pautang nila is greater than the yield ng kanilang yung pautang, which is yung utang nila, which is liabilities. Lalo na kung savings deposits lahat yan, less than 1%, pinautang mo ng 5, 6%, 7%. And then a healthy part of it is also risk-free, which is yun nga, yung sa government, maaaring treasury bills, treasury bonds. So yun yung mga ginagawa ng bangko dyan, no? Ano pa? Yung depreciation ng equipment, kalahati na, pwede kang magsalita dyan, no? Regarding whether pwede na ba nating ibenta yung yung mga ibang equipment tapos palitan natin sila ng bago. Tingnan ninyo kung ang mapoproduce ba natin dito sa sale would be, beneficial for us. Kasi lalo na nasa kalahati niya siya, meaning, ang susunod niyan, puro repair naman ang malaki. Then you will look at the repairs and maintenance, whether it is increasing, yung repair and maintenance expense, then you will decide maybe to retire some equipment. I mean, sell it, then bili ng bago. So, yun ang mga decision mo dyan. Office supplies, ito isa pa to, no? Mind-boggling. Ang inventory mo, 8.7% ng asset. Ang office supplies mo, 4.7%. Either the inventory is so small or the office supplies is so huge. So, i-analyze mo yan. Bakit ang laki ng office supplies natin compared sa sa inventory? Inventory malaki naman, 8.7%, greater than 135. But remember, inventory, dyan ang gagaling income natin. So, kung 250,000 yan at any one time, excuse me, tas ang, it will return, sabihin mo na, 50% income, 125,000 yun. Anong turnaround nito? Is it every quarter ba? Every month? Kung every month, so 125 times 12, that's your income, that's your net income, right? Yun ang mga analyze mo dito. Baka po pwedeng yung investments, ibayad na sa long-term liabilities, at kung malaki ang yield ng ating profit margins, dapat ipambili ng inventory yon para dumami yung ating sales. Right? Tapos yung office supplies, tingnan mo, curve down mo, baka naman masyadong malaki ang office supplies mo. And then, you will analyze this, compare it to yung supplies expense. Right? And then, as we said, yung accounts receivable natin, 18.7% minus 4. So, mga 14% accounts receivable. It could easily be converted to cash. Kaya kailangan yung collection should be better. Yung allowance for bad debts, pwede ka mag-peg na it should never be more than, I don't know, like 1%, 2%, something like that, in total asset, para talagang sipagin ang ating controller at ang ating mga agents sa field na maningil ng utang dahil hindi po pwede nakatali yung natin sa accounts receivable, 14%. So, titinan mo rin yung galaw nitong accounts receivable every month, whether ano ba to, tumataas, bumababa, o ganyan naman talaga ang level niyan. So, importante talaga tong vertical analysis ng assets. So, tandaan natin, kino-compare natin siya sa total assets. And meron siyang vertical, meron din siyang horizontal. Horizontal means on a year-to-year or minsan on a month-to-month basis. Makikita mo tumataas ba ang accounts receivable, etc. So, ikaw bilang owner, dapat may idea ka na more or less sa iyong business. So, for example, in this case, no, yung cash, some people would be would go on panicking na sila, no, with only 1.2% of your asset as cash. Although makakahugot ka naman sa investments and all that, lalo na kung liquid ito mga investment mo, kaya mo i-terminate yung mga time deposits dyan or withdraw sa stock market or something. But some would consider yung 1.2% as very small. Kaya dapat ikaw magde-declare ka niyan, no? So sabihin mo lang, for example, okay, kailangan 5% ang cash natin as much as possible every month. So may mga iba naman na magsasabi, okay yan kasi ang ibig sabihin niyan, lean accounting yan kasi kukunti ang cash. Lahat ng cash ay talagang ginagamit. which is ang iba nasa investment. Kaso nga lang kung titingnan mo yan, meron kang cash dito, well, technically hindi siya cash kundi pa utang, na nasa mga clients mo na hindi mo pa nakokolekta at ang laki niya, 18%. Right? So, yan ang isang bagay na dapat kong itingnan. Tingnan mo dapat siya. Of course, may mga reason dyan. Kaya nga, kailangan nagtatanong ka and then dapat ikaw alam mo yung nangyayari sa business mo. Okay, ano pa ba ang dapat nating pagtuunan ng pansin dyan? Yun nga, yung inventory. Lalo na yung turnaround dyan, no? So, like how many, yung inventory turnover every year. Or, di ba? Like, itong 250,000 mo, is that your usual inventory levels? Di ba? Halimbawa, sabi mo 500,000 dapat ang inventory levels natin. So, kulang siya ng 250. Ano nangyari? Hindi pa nakakabili? Hindi pa dumarating? Ano nangyari? Nag-order na ba tayo? Yung 250 ba yan ay kakasya yan sa susunod na linggo? So, ilang beses tayong mo-order ng worth 250,000 or 500,000? Is it every week? So, meaning, yung 500,000 is 4 times nagta-turnover every month, right? So, sa yung mind, alam mo na yun, 500,000 every month, so 2 million. So, saan mo kukunin yan? Yung nagbayad, ipambabayad mo naman sa inventory kasi ito, ibebenta mo yan, di ba? So, yun ang mga bagay na i-consider mo rito, no? Ayan, ito pa ang isa, no? I think last ko na tong note. Yung retained earnings is 318,000 lang. From the looks of it, parang this business has been, operating for a long time already. And mukha naman siyang kumikita, no? Kasi yung original yung 500,000, 2.8 million na ngayon yung asset, no? Although kung titinan mo, ang kinita lang talaga niya is 318,000 divided by 500, which is about 62%. Tama ba? O, 62%. Ngayon, dapat reviewin to ng owners kung ang ginagawa ba natin every end of the year is isinosoli natin kaagad sa shareholders yung yung kanilang kita in forms of dividend. Kasi dapat magde-declare ka ngayon ng dividend every year. Kasi sa liit ng retained earnings, meaning isinusoli kaagad niya sa shareholders lahat ng dividend niya every year. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, no? Ang problema sa ganong setup, na sinabi na natin sa ating mga ibang videos, is that ang inventory, ang dividend kasi, sometimes it becomes a bomb, lalo na kung you are not investing it back into the business to make the business grow, no? As I said sa mga previous videos natin, ang Microsoft never paid in dividends for something like 20 or 30 years. Kasi nga, they needed to fund the growth of Microsoft year after year after year. The moment you're already paying dividends, you're actually saying to your investors na, okay, here's your money, hindi ko na yung mapapalago, and therefore, kung ibalik ko na sa inyo dahil baka sakaling mas mapalago nyo yan. Dahil sa business natin, hindi na yan lalago. Wala na tayong growth, ito na yan. 'Di ba? So, wala kang growth potential dito. Kasi binabalik mo na lang kagad sa kanila. So, those are the things that mo i-consider. So, first, kailangan gumawa kayo ng vertical analysis. And then, i-check nyo yung mga percentage. It's not the value itself. Although, tama rin naman na tingnan nyo yung absolute value. Like, tingnan nyo yung cash, 35,000. Short-term liabilities, 23. Kaya bang bayaran ng cash ng cash ang short-term liabilities? The answer is yes. Ang investment, kaya nang i-retire ang long-term liabilities. What are we doing? Why are we not doing that? How many percent ang earning ng investment? How many percent ang expense sa long-term liabilities? So, those are the things that are going on in your head as a manager, and that's how you should view your report from a managerial perspective. Thank you.